In this sesh, we're going to look at job production. So job production, if you've looked at my What is Operations video, comes from the effectiveness side, not the efficiency side. It comes from the effectiveness side. Job production, it's about one-off production to meet the customer's needs. And if it's not one-off, it might be a few. A few is sometimes called batch production. So if there's a small emphasis on small batch of quantities, it's called batch production. For example, a bakery might do cakes per the dozen, for example. On the other end of the spectrum to job and batch production is flow production. Flow production is when you're doing mass market making, and I'll explain that in more detail in my video later on. And lean production is something different. Lean production is not to do with effectiveness, it's to do with efficiency. Again, check out all those videos. Let's go. So examples of job production where it's been a one-off production. It could be shipbuilding. Ships are often built unique, bespoke, one-offs. A custom built car, the emphasis on custom. It could be personal trainer. So if you're looking to get fit for the gym, then you might need to get a personal trainer who will create a program just for you. Or a tailored suit to fit your needs. Maybe you've got long arms, short arms, big legs, small legs, and it'll fit it for you, or tailor the suit just to you. Okay, these are types of businesses that will do job production, but then thinking your business and your departments within your business, they may look to purchase services from other businesses. For example, your operations department, they might want to get a factory built to their needs, custom built. Your HR department, they might be looking for a particular skilled labour, so they will use recruitment agencies to find that skilled labour that you need for your business. Your marketing department, well, they might use a PR company to build a campaign bespoke to your business. And your finance department, particularly if they're a public limited company, they're probably going to have to use accountants to audit their accounts, to check that their financial statements are as they say they are. So those financial statements being your statement of financial position, your income statement, and your cash flow statements. Okay, now job production, we're going to look at the pros and the cons, where the questions probably will come from. So the pros. Number one, if you use job production, then it's likely you're going to have a higher quality good or service versus if you do flow production, where it's going to be mass market produced goods. Number two is unique to the customer. So if you're making something that's tailored, bespoke, then it's unique to the customer. And because it's unique to the customer, it's likely that you can charge a higher price. If you charge a higher price, then you might get more revenue and hopefully more profits. However, you need to offset that, because if it's unique to the customer, it's likely the cost per making one thing is going to be more expensive versus if it was done through flow production, if it was done in a manner where it was for a mass market audience. So the problem with job production is going to cost more for making one thing, because it's just basically tailored. Each product they make is tailored to the particular person. And number three is workers are likely to be more motivated in job production. And if this question comes up, so important you mention the workers, because workers will be more motivated because they're probably going to take, for example, a chair and build it from wood into the chair. They're going to take the process from the start to the finish. They see the end result, and it's more likely they'll be motivated because they're seeing that evolution of what the inputs are to the output. The key is why they're more motivated is because likely in flow production, you're going to have to be specialised to a particular area. You might have to, for example, if it's the chairs, you might just be the person that puts the screws in. If you're just doing the same thing over and over again, which has advantages because it's quicker, but you're likely to get your labour force less motivated because they're going to be bored after a while doing exactly the same thing, small process over and over again. So job production, you're likely to get higher motivation. So we looked at the cons. So the first one is the cost per making one thing is likely to be higher. And number two is you're going to need a higher amount of labour, higher percentage of labour versus probably capital when you're doing job production. When you're on the flow production side, you can use capital, you can use lots of technology, machinery. But when you're on the job production side, you need more workers, more labour. And because you need more workers, well, number one, it's going to cost because you're going to have to pay for the wage bill. All these workers need to be paid. So your wage bill is likely to be higher. That's effectively a cost which will dig into your profits. And the other side, if you've got labour, well, you want skilled labour because they're going to have to do this tailoring to make bespoke goods. For example, the chairs, you'll need an expert in making chairs. So it's going to be skilled labour. And if it's skilled labour, they will need to be trained. And training, whether it's off the job or on the job, check out that video. There are pros and cons to both of those. But either way, it's just going to cost money. It's more cost because you're going to have to train up this labour to make them skilled so then they can make these fantastic one-off goods through job production. Hope that helps.